The Indian Army a few years back set up the Army Design Bureau precisely for this reason, to align itself with the government's thinking on indigenization and defense hardware to make our own weapons. What would be your advice for many others out there who want to be weapon designers? How would you inspire them?
Well, Sandeep, firstly, let me take this opportunity to thank both the organizations, that's the Indian Army and DRDO both. Certain names that have worked silently behind it should be known today. I'll start from the Army side first. Colonel Ananjay, now Brigadier Ananjay, the then Colonel Trials, Brigadier Parimal Pant, the then Commandant Infantry School, Lieutenant General Anant Narayanan Sena Medal, the present EDG ADB, General Maan, the previous ADB, General Kirti Vijay Johar, and of course, the Army Commander, General Raj Shukla. In the same breath, let me also thank the hierarchy of the DRDO, my present lab director, the earlier one, without whose blessings the things were not possible, my group director, Mr. PSS AK Prasad, our small but effective bunch of people called the PMU, Prototype Manufacturing Units, those who made the first receiver in-house, complete weapon in-house. I would also like to mention about a person whose contributions till now have not, whose name has not come. His name is Mr. Bhupinder Singh, Scientist F. He is my immediate senior in ARD. And he and me have jointly developed this weapon. In fact, he is the one who's helped me transform my concept into a functional weapon. So I think it's very, very important that his contribution gets a due recognition. We live in a world wherein recently we've seen the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict, even the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Israel-Hamas war. There are certain glaring lessons out of this conflict, and one of the most important one is not to be import dependent on your military hardware. Take example of ASMI. The Army wanted to develop it, the DRDO wanted to develop it. We joined hands, we synergized together. In 53 days, we have a perfectly working weapon. The Army Design Bureau on its own side has been set up to fasten up the pace of indigenization. And funding and technology support as well as incubation should be the last thing that should be on anybody's mind with so many incentives being developed by the government of India now. And it's not only the government, even the Indian Army. As you know that I am the first officer who's been promoted under the new promotional policy of domain specialization. It's not only officers. I will also quote an example of Havaldar Virender Singh from the Sikh Regiment. He's an NCU who's developed a multi-purpose quadcopter. His efforts have been recognized, his projects have been taken ahead, and he has been awarded a VSM. And here I would also like to mention you that not all military solutions come from high-tech labs. Some of them come from the humble barracks.
Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.